CAE, which is the big aviation industry that provides a lot of training and a lot of resources to companies when it comes to aviation. They recently released an article that forecasts the demand for pilots, technicians, and cabin crew over the next, say, 10 years. Now, the importance of me bringing this to you is to emphasize that there's still a lot of demand for pilots. And if you are thinking of becoming one, then I think you still have a lot of opportunity. And unless something catastrophic happens, then the opportunity will remain for the foreseeable future. Now, I do bring these articles to my channel because I try to let you know that, when it comes to jobs and opportunities in the aviation industry, there are many opportunities, and a lot of research usually goes into these articles that they provide, especially by big organizations like Boeing, Airbus, and CAE. And I'm bringing it to you. Now, if you're new here, my name is Steven, and on this channel, I talk about aviation and how you can get to achieve your goal if you want to become a pilot. And that's why I bring these resources and information to your doors. So don't forget to drop a like, don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Thanks to you guys that have subscribed. I really do appreciate it. It's been a busy period for me because of work, and I had to kind of scale back with making some of these videos just because it takes time, and you have to spend time to also find this information and stay current with the information. So just bear with me. My goal is to keep bringing good and valuable information to you. I'm not going to go over the whole article here, but I want to touch on the highlights, okay? Over the next 10 years, CAE has forecast for the need of about 1.1 million new commercial aviation professionals needed over the next 10 years, about 284,000 pilots, and about 400,000 aircraft maintenance technicians, and last but not least, about 599,000 cabin crew members will be needed over the next 10 years. Now, there are so many reasons why they bring out this information, because their goal is to show the people in the aviation industry that there's need for the awareness for new guys that are coming in, for people that are still in school, and there has to be a need to keep that pipeline flow going. Otherwise, the aviation industry could be in trouble. As we've seen in the past couple of years, maybe 3-4 years now, due to COVID, there was a lot of pilots that were forced into early retirement. And then, of course, there's now so much demand for pilots, and now that has caused a lot of increase in pay. And there's, this shortage of pilots is still there. It's not as bad as it was about 2 years ago now, but it's slowly, leveling off. But there's still need for pilots. They are still hiring, just not as much as it was, and that would normalize for the next foreseeable future because of attrition. A lot of people do retire. A lot of people get hired by other airlines, and that trend will continue for the foreseeable future. So one of the biggest things that I mentioned in the article, now some of the factors, actually I take it back, some of the factors that contributes to the difficulty in getting the license, getting the training done by aspiring pilots is funds, is money. And we know that because we know that one of the biggest issues that aspiring pilots face is the ability to raise funds. And that's why I try to bring this information to you by, bringing things like scholarships, bringing things like aviation programs that maybe provide some form of training at a discount to you. And that's why I bring this information to my channel. But the big thing is, the article actually touches on that, and it recommends, some things that a lot of organizations can do, like, provide scholarships, provide incentives for people to train so that they don't have to bear the full cost of training just by themselves. Now, when it comes to raising funds for flight training, I think I've covered that a lot on my channel. But I'm going to mention some highlights. I'm going to mention some highlights to you right now. When it comes to raising funds, especially for international students, it is hard to have loans to issued to you or funds issued to you in a foreign country. If you are in need of funds for flight training, it is better you look in your country. The second thing to keep in mind is when it comes to working and saving money for training, it can take a long time to save enough to cover your training. Now, you can always do some form of part-time to just make some stipends for your, living expenses and things like that, if, you're allowed to do that. But to cover the duration, to cover the cost of training by just working on the side, that can be quite challenging. And it's not something that is feasible when it comes to flight training. So that's something you need to keep in mind. The third thing I want to mention to you is when it comes to aviation training, it takes time and it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of emotional toll. And that's why you want to make sure that when you are going through raising funds, you want to raise substantial amount of money so that when you start training, you don't run out of money. And when I say run out of money, you don't want to be in the middle of your, let's say, a private pilot course, and then you run out of money, and then you don't have the ability to get back on track. If you are at least through with your private pilot course, then at least when you start your training again, you're going to move to like maybe instrument or commercial training. But running out of money while in the middle of a rating or a license or your qualifications for a license can be bad, because what will happen is you end up losing all the progress you've made, and sometimes it may feel like you're starting all over again. So that's why when you are trying to raise funds, think about the amount of money you would need to at least complete a phase of training, like a stage of training. That way, when you are done with that stage, you're not having to, or if you run out of money, you're not having to start all over again. And that's one of the biggest recommendations I would give to you. There's so many other factors that you should consider when you're raising funds as well, which I cannot list everything in this video. Like I said, I've covered some of this in my previous videos, but I just want to share some highlights with you based on this article, which I will link in the description below. The other thing to keep in mind is look for scholarships. Scholarships go a long way, okay? Because as a profession that is highly it's highly niched for for maybe groups or individuals that can afford it, a lot of organizations do come in to help make it available to other people, and that's where scholarships really come in handy. So look into scholarships, and also do scholarships generally favor you if you can find them from your own country, like from your own, maybe your state, your country. It's generally better, let me put it that way, because you stand a better chance of getting that scholarship in comparison to someone from a foreign place. I hope that you have found some value in this one. I just wanted to share this information with you. If you have, please don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I would love to see you in my next video.